Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Sheffield United, where last time out, of course, the first group stage match was done, and we just edged it, thankfully. It was only a one-game episode. I figured there'll be enough transfer talk at the beginning to make a full episode out of that with just the one game. It was a bit of a short episode as a result, just because there wasn't a lot of highlights in the Hoffenheim match, but we were due a shorter episode, in fairness. Now, if there had been two games in the episode, this was the one that followed. Yeah, we beat Newcastle 9-0. Which is very conflicting to me as a Newcastle fan, but we did beat them 9-0. Should just clarify, their manager is Javier Aguirre. It is not Ralph Hasenhüttl, although they do have a Southampton goalkeeper. And if my memory serves, it wasn't for very long, but Alderweireld did have a season at Southampton. It's weird that I remember that, but not other things. Martial got a hat-trick, central defender Romero got a hat-trick, and 3 other goals from Jota, Esposito and Calvert-Lewin. £22.5 million Aguirre spent on Angus Gunn. Well spent. Well spent, Javier. Well spent. We followed up 9-0 dropping of Newcastle with back-to-back victories over Brighton, 1 in the Carabao Cup, 1 in the league, 4-0 in the league. A surprisingly common scoreline, actually, of late. Celtic were also dispatched 4-0. Neil Lennon beforehand called me overrated. That backfired. Burnley, 1-1. Typical Burnley, really. Couldn't break them down. We scored 1 early on, and then they got 1 back and dug in. Arsenal 4-0 as well. They were top of the table. Naturally. Atletico Madrid 1-0, West Ham 2-all. We bottled that one. A slightly weakened side between Atletico and Liverpool, Carabao Cup 4th round, which again, I am prioritising the Carabao Cup this year. I am taking it seriously. It's the last domestic trophy that I can sort of claim easily. Obviously, Community Shield would be nice, but Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, complete that trifecta in total would be nice, alongside the Champions League. Of course, if push comes to shove, I will prioritise the Champions League over the Carabao Cup. But for now, we can do both. Fulham also dispatched with a slightly rotated side. Radovanovic scored 2 in that one. He could have had a hat-trick. He missed a late penalty. Esposito's been in the scoring when he's been rotated in as well. Calvert-Lewin's got 5 goals in 14 appearances. Not quite the prolificness we've seen in previous series from Calvert-Lewin, but at least he's scoring, unlike he was towards the end of last year. He does have exactly the same goal-scoring record as Christian Romero, though, which is a bit awkward. 5 goals in 14. But right now, the standout man, Anthony Martial, who has 11 goals in 9 total appearances. Money well spent. For a player who is very much an opportunistic strike, considering he was unhappy at Tottenham, Martial, thank you. Worth noting, Tottenham doing all right without him, though. 22 points in 5th. It's quite tight, the top 6, really. 28 points for Liverpool. We're behind with Arsenal, Man City, Tottenham, Chelsea and Wolves round out the top 7. Man United not doing particularly well. They do have the second best player, though, apparently, in Bruno. We're third on the average rating with Neymar. Worth noting, by the way, because Martial had games at Tottenham before he joined us, his average rating isn't at the top of the Premier League right now, even though he has 7.8 for us. The few games he had with Tottenham beforehand, he didn't perform particularly well, in case you were wondering why he wasn't there. Bachanko, 5 clean sheets. Something I have been concerned about in the past, actually, is the conceding rate of our club. But we did have a 5-game period where we didn't concede. I did get that achievement, actually, as I have forgotten to play through the earlier fixtures. Again, keep forgetting there's always 2 earlier on. 2 draws, nice. PSV and PSG in the action, that's confusing. Daniel James is at Lazio. Excuse me while I unrotate. Oh, McTominay got sent off against Atletico in the other leg, by the way. Say other leg, you know what I mean. So we will line up as follows for Atletico Madrid. Xhaka, Ruggieri, Romero, Maguire, Aaron's in that back line, Berge and Ceballos, who has actually been quite impressive. Last 5, a little bit less, but still a 6.9 in those last 5. But he has been very impressive for a free transfer, worth remembering. Neymar and Maddison, Martial and Calvert-Lewin up front. Maddison, on that right-hand side, new lease of life. It is worth highlighting because in the attacking playmaker role, did well without being incredible. Had 18 appearances, actually a little bit injury-struck last year as well. 2 goals, 2 assists, 6.8. On that right-hand side, in exactly the same role, attacking playmaker, 9 appearances, same return from those 9. On his way for at least double what he had last year. And there is the Atletico team. We're at the Metropolitano de Madrid. Oblak's in goal still. Koke still captain. Jimenez in that defence high spot. But the other 8 players, all new. It's all changed at Atletico, and I'm looking at that bench as well now. I'm not certain any of them already start there. I have no idea about the backup goalkeeper. Just realised maybe I should have put a goalkeeper on myself. But well. They line up 4-4-1-1 with a patchy last 5 games. Oh, I've just noticed it says recent form, not last 5 games. I don't know when they changed that, but that was bugging us that it said last 6 games and only showed 5. In terms of the group stages, 1 point will do us. 1 point will do us here. That was my team talk for them. We could secure first. We could secure qualification with a point here. An early highlight as well, seemingly. 15 seconds in. No. There's a highlight here. It looks like Aarons is being tackled. Did Aarons just continue running and charge down that player there? That's not great. I mean, he's on attack mode, I suppose, but maybe we should just pull him back for support for this match only. And that might be something I do, actually. I'm going to just change him to complete wingback on support. So sort of 50-50 there. 20 minutes in, there's a new highlight. I was about to say something different there, and I can't remember what it was, but a highlight's begun, and they are coming at us, which I don't like. Vlasic, who I've seen go to Man United before as well. Raguet on that right-hand side, challenge, but they get the ball back because Football Manager. Romero heads clear. Romero been fantastic, by the way. I did mention his goal-scoring record, but defensively he's been... Oh, Ceballos! They still get the possession, of course, but Ceballos, with an incredibly risky but well-done challenge. Kluivert now. Still Kluivert. Gone to the opposite side of the pitch. Raguet with the overlap. They do seem to have the overlap available to them. And Vlasic... Was that Romero? Oh, Romero stands firm. And that might have been the highlight, but we're going to see the resulting corner. Because Football Manager. Yeah, that was well high, thankfully. There is a throw-in. There. Burge clears that one. Otavio will gather. Koke. Morelos has put Vlasic in here. Vlasic has scored. He was onside as well. I wasn't fully certain if he was onside, but looks like he was. This is a nice little ball. It's both. I think both of these players on this right-hand side played him on. We are going to see it in that sense, yeah. It was actually Aarons mostly that played him on there. We're just going to demand a little bit more from my side because I don't think we've seen an awful lot from us. Aarons lumps that one to Pau Torres. Oblak. Inwards to Koke again. No, I'm surprised by the lack of pressure my side are putting on here. They seem to get a little bit close, then just abandon the pressing. Aarons has just let Kluivert go entirely around him and Xhaka with a sensational save. I said Kluivert did well until the finish, but the finish was decent. It was the save that was incredible. What? I know Pau Torres is a defender, but surely his ball control's better than that. Aarons has decided to throw it backwards to Morelos because that's the logical decision from a throw-in. Calvert-Lewin is going to be manhandle but maintain the ball. Maddison now just gives it to Kluivert. That's fine, mate. You know, I know we normally play in red and white, and I'm not fully certain why we're not playing in green today, but I know the red and white is our usual colours, but can we pass it to someone wearing our shirts today? I'm not really certain. I mean, Kluivert's in so much space there. Did he save that? Was that a save again? Or did that just hit the bar? Or post? I think he certainly got tipped onto the post at the very least. Xhaka may have just done another sensational save there. Raguet, I don't like this. This is just all them. And Morelos just gets a tap in because of Football Manager things. I've not really seen us be dominated like this all year. Maguire missed a header and Aarons, I think, heads it into Kluivert and it just falls to Morelos. It's one of those very Football Manager things. It's still another highlight for crying out loud. Meza might have to come up. Meza's out of the side, by the way, just because he was fully red injured for a few days. So I'm just easing him back in. He missed the last match entirely. Why are we just playing it around like that? And then why did we just lump it forward? They're just breaking us apart. I mean, thankfully Romero got there first. Xhaka, who has been sensational, really. Oh, for crying out loud, it's gone in. Like this worried me. I thought, oh good, Romero's cleared it. But then we're just not there. The ball just keeps going back to them. And Kluivert's unmarked. Just entirely unmarked. There's a highlight from kickoff and, oh, I forgot to make the change. I'll do it straight away. Meza's coming on at left back because Ruggieri's not had a good one. Tobias on a 6.3 and booked is someone to come off here. Brozovic is going to come on. I'm just going to make 2 changes now, like basically straight away. Oh, they're on the ball again here. My main concern here is morale. Like, I don't really mind losing because victories elsewhere in this group will see us through. Like, this one isn't that important, if I'm completely honest. They're 6 points behind, so even if they win this, they're 3 points behind. As long as we win out, then we're top the group. Okay, so we're just going to change things up a little bit. We'll go to the second version of this. We just need to, like, completely rejig things here. I'm keeping the same personnel on, but just in different places. So we're just being cut apart here. At barest minimum, we need to just start creating chances. Maddison comes off for Jones, and that's the only one. Martial's on a 6. I can't do anything about that. At the very least, we stopped the rot in the second half, but woeful. Absolutely woeful. Like I say, it's not a disaster. Somewhat helped by Hoffenheim drawing with Celtic. Perhaps it would have been better if Celtic had won that one, but My main concern is the Premier League match that follows. Oh wow, I have no idea what the goal 50 is meant to be, but Neymar has claimed it. With 19 goals and 11 assists in 35, he has claimed it. I'm sure there's people with better records than that, but I guess it's to do with the levels as well. I have no idea. So a few changes, one enforced because Curtis Jones can't even be on the bench because it's Liverpool, but Xhaka in goal, Meza on the left, who comes back in fully now, Romero Fofana, who my assistant manager keeps wanting me to put in instead of Maguire, and I kind of see why, if I'm honest. But Aaron's on the right, McTominay and Brozovic will take over in the middle because neither of them were particularly effective last time, and Ceballos' last 5 is actually 6.5 now. Neymar and Gallardo haven't really given much of a chance this year, so he's going to step in here. Martial and Calvert-Lewin up front. Martial's last 5, by the way, not great. Despite the overall, not great. I hate that Liverpool side. That is an irritatingly good Liverpool side. Although they are playing Gomez at right back instead of Alexander-Arnold. Andy Robertson is actually playing for once as well. A couple of youth people maybe on that bench as well. 85, 64. But the first 11, good God. We'll see how this lines up as well. So it is 4-3-2-1 for them. Jota being the actual striker, apparently. I should just mention that Firmino was available in the summer for a cut price, and I completely missed it until it went through the transfer. I can't remember where it actually went now. I think it might have been Barcelona. Firmino was available for a cut price. I was in the running for a different striker who was also transfer listed. I was going for Icardi, actually. I didn't even notice that Firmino had gone. Icardi went to Man United, I think. Sancho has nearly scored there. Xhaka's kept it out. And do you want to pick it up, mate? Thanks. Yeah, Icardi ended up going to Man United, I think it was. We didn't even get him, which is why we've ended up with Martial. And last 5 aside, thank God. Really, Martial will find Neymar again, and Neymar's going to a lovely opposition. It's not a goal, though. Could have been an assist for Martial there, though. I think, to be honest, that last one game where I think he ended up with a 6.1 is affecting that last 5 more than anything else. Brozovic, Fofana. Oh, that just ran out. Okay. Salah with a corner. I don't like it when highlights start with corners. Xhaka claims, thank you. Not really a big fan if it starts with our corner either, because counters are a thing. Bentancur. Countering for set pieces is weirdly effective in this year's game. For some reason, defenders forget how to defend. Oh my God, Fofana. I think Xhaka had it covered, but well done. I suspect that was the highlight, because this has now gone to a free kick, and yeah, it's all over. We're only 10 minutes in. I thought we were about half an hour. Salah plays it short to Jota, and I hate these highlights, but what? I mean, thank God Sancho misses it, but defensively, what happened there? And, well, there's that man again. I was just shouting encourage as the corner started, so I wasn't talking over it, but I saw the corner come in, I saw who was there, and I was like, oh God, it's happening again, isn't it? I'm going to have to talk over this. Romero puts it in for his 6th of the season. He's now ahead of Calvert-Lewin. If you've seen my York save, this is Azarta levels of corner scoring. I am so impressed with Romero. Robertson, well, I mean, as soon as he went to take that shot there, I knew that was going in because, frankly, it was hardest to miss. But that is an incredible ball from Firmino, and how he's allowed to do that, I don't know. Xhaka hasn't covered himself with glory there either with that goalkeeping. His decision to sort of come out there, no. Came out but hesitated. I will say, Xhaka is improvable upon. Like, he isn't the best goalkeeper, but he is a very, very good goalkeeper. I'm happy with him at the moment, but like the defence last year, it's the same kind of situation. I could have done the defence. I could have done, is Martial about to score? No. I could have gone for a better goalkeeper. I could have gone for a better defender. I ended up going for a better defender. Or 2, really, technically, sort of, vaguely, in Maguire's case. But, and I will, again, asterisk that saying, in-game, Maguire is very good. People will debate his real-life quality, but in-game, he's a very good defender. Martial is in here if he's onside, and somehow turns it behind anyway. It looks like he was onside because we're getting a corner out of it. Could be time to encourage again. Gallardo with this particular one. Ramos is there. That is Felipe, not Sergio Ramos, who I think is still playing. I think he's still going, just. I signed Luis Felipe for my Southampton stream save last year. That annoyed me every time, the fact he's labelled as Ramos in-game. It's like, no, it's not Sergio Ramos. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, angry at the fact that Christian Romero has scored more goals than him, emphatically corrects that mistake. And of course, former Everton boy, Sheffield at heart, and bam! That is an emphatic finish. 2-1. Game on? Well, game was already on, really. It was 1-1. But you know what I mean? Gomez and Van Dijk are booked, so that's maybe worth targeting that left-hand side for the second half. Well, that's a good team talk. Although, immediate corner, and I'm panicking. Xhaka's claimed quite nicely from corners in this game in particular. Gomez gets that though, sadly. Virgil now. It's weird to be targeting Virgil van Dijk. That booking does mean he has to be a little careful. Oh, McTominay just nicks that straight off and Martial is in. Again, great challenge from Luis Felipe, but just took a little bit too long, did Martial there. Now it's 2-1, do I? Neymar is going to come up. Neymar is going to have to come off at some point because he's gone to red way before anyone else. I'm triple subbing. Walker, Jota and Maddison on. It's also worth recognising the fact that Alexander-Arnold has been brought on, so left-hand side targeting is no longer useful. I may be right. They put Van Dijk up front. What? Well, the second half, nothing happened. But 2-1, incredible, crucial victory. Romero, best performer. He has been so good. It closes the gap to just 1 point. We have a better goal difference thanks to that 9-0. 10 unbeaten in the league as well, for good measure. Now, in terms of when I bring you back, the remaining 2 Champions League games, realistically, I just need to win one of them, and considering we beat Celtic 4-0 away from home, the home game, theoretically, should be a gimme. Wolves are 7th away from home, and that is followed by Carabao Cup quarter-final against Tottenham. And as I said, we are prioritising the Carabao Cup this year, so maybe that's worth doing. It's not super far ahead, and I do want to be progressing a little bit further between episodes now. That might be the logical place to bring you back. There is Chelsea Man United in the middle of January as well, so that's quite far ahead again, but I think Wolves and Tottenham for now. If we get past Tottenham, of course, the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup will be in January. There's also FA Cup to be thinking about, although we have already won that, of course. So we'll see. I think Wolves and Tottenham next up, though. Until then, ta-ra.